welcome back. We're joined now by a pair of Portland distance runners, Matt Welch and Noah Schutte. Guys, thanks for joining us here this evening.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Noah, first question, most important question I'm going to ask you, your last name. There's been an ongoing discussion about it throughout the athletic office for quite some time. How do you pronounce it?
You say Schutte. Schutte. I'm sorry. Now I pronounce my own last name wrong. No, I'm. It's funny because most people here call me Shoot, and I'm like, shoot. That sounds kind of weird. So now people say Shooty or Schutte, or 2 weeks ago it's called like Shoddy, and I was like, wait, what is that? But yeah.
All right. Well, I think we're going to solve that mystery. Let's talk about what it was like to finish second in the nation last fall, NCAA championships. Huge accomplishment for the team. How did it feel to actually be there and compete and be a part of it? Matt, we'll start with you.
Okay. It was definitely a dream come true for me because previously I was at a program, University of Minnesota, where we couldn't contend for a national title. We were just not at that level at that time, and I purposely chose UP because it was a program that was ready to make that step. And to be a part of that is something really special and something that I will always cherish for the rest of my life. And especially, yeah, just representing like University of Portland and all its uniqueness and running against huge schools like Stanford, University of Washington, University of Oregon, that chip on the shoulder mentality just made it that much sweeter to run the way that we did.
Yeah, it was super cool. Honestly, the moment I came here, I remember this being like cross-country school, and I was like, okay, it would be so cool if we could actually get on a podium at some point and when I'm here, especially because like pretty recently we had a podium team, and we've all been looking up to those guys, and it's so crazy to see that we actually got on a podium ourselves. And I think the process towards this was like great with the team, and it was great to have it paid off in the end. Yeah.
And Matt, take us back. You had a monster kick. You passed 19 guys in the final 2,000 meters, essentially clinching the second place trophy for the pilots. Talk about what is going through your head during those moments.
That was also my first race of the season because I had an injury. So I missed 3 weeks of training and I didn't get a race at all, I guess, up till that point. And coach took this huge gamble on me. And he kept whispering in my ear, he's like, no pressure, Matt. No pressure at all. Just go out there and have fun. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is the national stage. Like I've only been there once. And then during the race, things went out well, but then the middle section got really hard. And that's like mentally when you start to break down, especially with my, not racing all season. I was like, oh, this is a weird feeling. Like you can't really replicate this in practice. It's completely different. And I remember it was right at that, I think 7.5K, Caleb Webb passed me. And I think that was like the spark that I needed. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm 4th and 5th man and top 5 scorer for the team. And it's like, I'm still needed. I still really need to put my neck in this and contribute to the team. So I think that's when things started to turn around, and I kind of made that run for home. And I had this newfound energy this last 1K when RC is screaming at me, and he's like, 5 more guys, that's all we need to get second, 5 more guys. And I think I just kept telling myself 5 more guys, and then it was like 5 more, 10 more, 15, 19. And I think just eventually I gave it my absolute all in that last 1K and ran the best race I've ever had in my entire life.
Is that when you earned the nickname Matty Ice, or did that come previous?
That was on my recruiting visit, actually, because I was from Minnesota, and Minnesota's really cold. And icy, so RC was like, well, you're Matty Ice, but you can only use that name if you come to Portland. So luckily I did, and we were second at Nationals.
Makes sense. Noah, you came to the Bluff from the Netherlands. Talk about the decision process, what got you to Portland?
Yeah, for me it was funny in a way because during high school I was already thinking about maybe going to the US at some point, but then decided to still do my undergrad in the Netherlands, at least started at first. And then I studied in Amsterdam for 3 years, and I really liked that. But during those 3 years, I actually had the time to figure out where I wanted to go, if I wanted to go to the US. And it was super nice to have Anna here. Anna has been here for 5 years, and she sent me a message on Facebook at some point. She was like, hey, Noah, the coach here asked if I knew any fast guys from the Netherlands. And I know you, so I sent him your name. And that was super cool for me because I was kind of trying to make a list, like what are good programs in the US, good cross-country programs, good schools. And I put Portland on that list, and then to so coincidentally come up with a contact over here and get in contact with RC, that was super cool for me. So yeah.
So now it's track season. The indoor season just ended. Outdoor season literally right around the corner. Noah, you were a second-team All-American last year in the steeplechase. What are you aiming for this spring?
Yeah, what I'm aiming for. I'm not gonna say that I am gonna win, but I'm gonna try to win. And that's always what people say to me, like, what's your goal? Like top 5, top 3? And I'm like, I cannot really set a goal which is like winning top 2 or top 5 or whatever. I can only set the goal to be prepared as good as possible and try to win. And that means that even if I get maybe not even top 5, I might still be satisfied with the result. It just really depends on who's there on the day and how I feel on the day. So I'm just gonna try to give it my best, yeah.
And Matt, you've improved on your indoor times in the 3K since coming to Portland. Talk about the difference in training between here and Minnesota, and what are your goals for the spring?
I think RC is absolutely brilliant when it comes to training, and his unique approach to it and how nearly everyone develops in this program. Like I don't know if I've met like anybody on the team currently that has not gotten better in this program. You know, I dropped my 5K PR by like 17 seconds, my 3K PR by 9 seconds, which is pretty phenomenal in like the track and field world with such like short training. So now, yeah, I'm just like riding this high of cross country and indoor, like finally achieving my goals that I always thought that I could, you know, in such like a supportive team environment. It's been my dream since day one to be an All-American, and I missed out in cross. But I think that's still a realistic opportunity for outdoor. And that's definitely what I'm gunning for in the 10K.
Have to end with this question. We ask a lot of student athletes the same thing. Post-college life, it's inevitable. Do you have any plans so far, Noah?
I don't have any plans yet. People always ask me, like, are you going to stay in the US or are you going to move back? I think I'm going to move back, but you'd never know. I mean, sometimes opportunities just come up, and if I could stay here running, I mean, that would be cool as well. So I still have to figure out. I'll see.
And Matt, I think you have a future as maybe Portland cross country recruiting coordinator.
Ooh, oh, that would be fun. That'd be a freaking blast. But my plans currently, I have a job at the university for the summer,
nice.
Which I'm really excited about. I'm going to be the summer housing coordinator, working with the residence life office while I finish up a couple of my classes for my graduate program in higher education and student affairs. And then after that, I think in September, I want to move to Flagstaff, Arizona to continue training in pursuit to make the 2020 Olympic trials in the marathon. Hopefully I'll be working at a university so I can progress my career and my athletic career at the same time. But I definitely want to continue running, and that was definitely revived here in this program. So I'm definitely appreciative for all that like UP has offered me and all that coach has given me. So.
Matty Ice, Noah, thank you so much for joining us. Good luck this spring and beyond.
Awesome. Thank you so much.